Welcome to this series where we are playing the War and Industry update for Reforged Eden. In the last part, we went to the center of the system and paid a visit to the UCH research vessel. And as part of that process, we picked up the mission that's carried on the right hand side, which is we've got to check out all the planets in the beta system, which is strangely the system that we are currently in. And then at the end of the last part we visited beta 3. There wasn't much there. In fact, we're still just above beta 3 at the moment, because I came up and mined some pentaxic, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little while. Now, before we get stuck in, I'd like to say a big thank you to all your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I did get some suggestions about types of missions that we're going to be pushing out and trying to explore, and I'd like to do as many of the missions as possible. And I also got some suggestions about kind of starting to work on the CV and build it. And that is what going to be a bit of a sub goal for what we're actually going to be doing in this part, because I want to carry on with this mission, but I think we're only going to get to beta 4. The reason we're only going to get to beta 4 is we come to beta 4 info panel. I think beta 4 is a dead planet, and I'm hoping that we can go there and find an unfinished launch rocket. We can do that. That means we'll be on to do a total rebuild of the capital vessel, give it a few more teeth, and of course make it not slightly less vulnerable than it is at the moment. Now, one of the things about doing this mission, I think somebody actually posted the comment and reminded me that life gets a bit more interesting once you start moving away from the starter planets. And so to that end, what I've done is I put a shield generator in here, and when I did a bit of a test liftoff, I found that I needed another large generator as well. So we've now got a large generator tucked in there. I think we're just going to top up the oxygen. So we've now got some defense, but not that much. Now, if I come up to the cockpit, because we're going to be, as I said, we're already out in space. I've left there, and if I come into here, what you see directly in front of us is a pentaxid asteroid, and I've already mined out all the pentaxid from here, because once you start moving around in space, there's two resources that you need. Well, three resources, but two are the most important, and the two most important is a big supply of pentaxid and a big supply of promethium, because as you start to explore the galaxy, you go through a lot of pentaxid and a lot of fuel. And that was even represented when we were on the UCH research vessel, where there was a warning saying make sure you've always got enough pentaxid to get into a system and get out again. So that's the reason why I came up and grabbed this pentaxid asteroid here. And that's going to be a little bit of a theme going forward when we encounter pentaxid or promethium. And of course the third one is water, because obviously water is a key to producing some food. And I think of all three, pentaxid is the most important, because we need it for the warp fuel, we need it to drive shields. It's also needed to make certain forms of high level ammunition. So although you may have a lot, and just to show you how much I've got, just under 500 here. I think I got about 200 off of the asteroid, but 500 won't last very long. I can assure you. So that is the current situation, and I suppose I better stop chugging around and we'll go here, and we're going to go to beta 4, lock target. And one thing I will say is, if you're new to the game and you get to this point and you're doing the missions, don't just go in, land on the planet to to tick it off on the mission. Do spend a little bit of time exploring the planets, even possibly going to the moons, because there are resources available on there which can really help you with making progress in the game. So exploring these systems isn't just a matter of ticking the boxes so you can get the final reward. It is about kind of exploring and just collecting those resources. So here we are. I've got a pentaxid asteroid, but we've also got some red dots, which is we've got a pentaxid asteroid just about there. I feel the ship feels a bit vulnerable because we've got something 10 kilometers away which is moving. So we're just going to head straight for the planet, because although I've got shields, I don't have much in the way of offensive capability. I mean, the shields won't last if we actually come under a persistent attack. We've got abandoned shipping pallet there as well, but we've got 2 heat signatures now. Now, generally, heat signatures like this means something like a Corvette type ship. It's not going to be just your average kind of small drone, because they don't tend to show up as in this format as a heat signature. I think most of them tend to show up and they've got like an exclamation mark at the beginning. So we're going to go for the ship. I've lost some speed because of my upgrade, because we've got obviously carrying more weight. You can see we're now down to 75 meters per second. We certainly need more forward thrust and power, and that's one of the reasons why I want to start rebuilding the CV, because well, I actually watched Spange's video, and space is a little bit more hostile now, as defined by the actual name of the new update called War and Industry. Suspicious asteroid there. That's probably defended as well, so I just don't want to hang around too much at the moment. Looks like we've got the Pentaxid asteroid. We've got 2 Pentaxid asteroids in this system. Got some Sathium as well. And we got the pirate level 2 pirate smuggler stash, suspicious asteroid. So I think if we can get some firepower capability on the CV, then maybe we could go out and kind of assert our authority over the area. Right. Actually, I'm just going to stop. For anyone who's not seen Pentaxid asteroids in Reforged Eden, they're kind of got these very unusual kind of big spikes that stick out. And so what you actually do is you don't mine into the body of the asteroid. What you do is you just mine down the spikes here and just remove each one, because they're very rich in pentaxid. Okay, looks like we got something coming in. I think that the fact it's stopped firing, I think that's probably means that was probably some kind of Xerax drone. Anyway, let's just get down on the dead planet. And we're just breaking through the atmosphere. Whoops, better put the thruster here. We got the thrusters on. Alright, we've got a whole collection of signatures here. And you've got quite a lot of water as well. Right. Our next job is to find the unfinished escape rocket. It could be anywhere on here. Now, one of the features of this planet, now there's no resources. If I show you here, it says there's no natural resources on the planet, and there are no hostile creatures. So this is very much a planet where we're going to be just looking around, trying to find things. Not a mining outpost. At the moment, I don't really want to spend too much time stopping on these individual bases. The reason for that is that otherwise we probably spend a whole part, and we're going to need to, and the ship is pretty full, so we're going to get something. What I will say about these mining outposts is they've got furnaces in, and we will want to use a furnace. In fact, that reminds me, somebody actually posted a comment saying about the what we call it, did post a comment about the building a deconstructor. What we have got there, though, is something I want to check out, and this would be very, very useful. And I certainly want to pick this up. We're going to go out here, because on this planet is bases, and I think this one is an oxygen one. Look at that. Don't walk under the thrusters. And what we want to do is These are definitely worth picking up. The core, as far as I know, is just on the edge here. There we are. Aha. And we're just coming to their main storage. There, you got 13,431 oxygen there, which translates into, oh, I didn't check that, it's probably about 40 or 50 odd, what we call it, 40 or 50,000, 40 or 50 oxygen bottles. And what we're going to do is just going to hook to that. Again, this is a reasonable, oops, don't want that, I want, and we're just going to salvage out the oxygen tanks. Again, it's a pretty good source of loot. We got some more over here. You up. Another one there. Oops, disappeared. Yep. Say that was one thing that was worth stopping and picking up now. Plus, it's relatively easy to kind of collect it. It's not like we're gonna have to spend 20 minutes or so kind of exploring it to find everything we got here. One thing I will say about the planet, oh great, we got a horrible kind of Yuki type, so the heat signature there. One thing I will say about the loot on this planet, generally it is quite low level, so don't expect to find some like epic weapons. There is one potential source of pretty good quality weapons, and that, or quality resources is probably a better description, and that is if we can find, there's structures that look a little bit like the head of a dragon or something like that. That's a fallen station. As far as I know, a falling station doesn't actually have any loot in it. We're going to go this way. Where we go? We're kind of, and then I think we'll go across to the here, and then we'll go south and kind of do a bit of a kind of fly legs as we uncover the planet. Now, another thing about when you explore a dead planet is, and it's not probably not helped by this kind of radiated fog, is that what you want to do is look on the ground, because not everything shows up. We've got an emergency signal here. I'm not exactly sure what the emergency signal does. We could take a quick look at it if I can find it. It's just there. I think it's got, let's just get in close and see if we can. Green isn't much better. Hopefully the fog will go away eventually. Maybe we'll, if I can balance on the, yeah. I think these have actually got consoles in them. We'll go and take a look. Not seeing anything. Let's have a walk round. Oh, there's a ramp here. There we are. Shown us online. View mission, requires mission dead part 1. I don't think I've actually got mission, the dead planet missions. I don't think that's actually unlocked, is it? Let me just see. Survey beta, habitable systems. That's not the dead one. No, I don't think we've got the dead. Ah, the dead part 1 there. Lost words, activate. Find out what happened to the dead planets. Okay, maybe we can Requires mission dead part 1. According to this, we've got the dead part 1. I think it might be down to the fact that we're on a starter planet, because I don't think it actually works with the starter planet. Well, it's not important. We can sort that mission out later on. I mean, if any of you, if I've done something wrong, feel free to chuck it in the video description. If I'm completely honest, I can't ever really remember completing the dead missions. Right, we got something over here. I'm gonna head south now and let the kind of daylight catch up with us. Now, a ruined refuge is fairly reasonable, but it is. Let me just see. Just let me show it to you. When the ruined refuge does, compared to other places, does tend to have a little bit more of a concentration of loot in it. Again, it's don't expect really super high level, but what food we not that in? We got some bits of spices, some herbal leaves. Again, when you're on this dead planet, you will find that this is your main sources of food, meds, and other stuff as well, and power. Oh no, it's not power. So again, you're basically in scavenger mode. So a couple more over here. Oh, that's nice. I think I've just hooked that one. So we got a few more in here. And I don't think we can actually access the fuel at the moment. We'd have to destroy the core. Oh, can we? No. We go up this way. There's just a capacitor. Anyway, we got something just at the end here. Oh, you got a multi-tool. So. There. One more fuel cell module. The only thing is I can't remember at the moment where the core is. Apologies for that. It might come to me, but we got a few rounds of ammo. Add that to my personal inventory. We've got a few pistol rounds as well. Shove them in there for the moment. And I think that covers. Oh, I picked that up, didn't I? Oh. Yeah. Oh, food pack. The kind of these emergency rations is something that you probably will live on for a little while. Obviously on the dead planet. Is the core in here? What we got? A box. These things are. This is scrap method salvage. Don't really want to put it in there. I think we'll put this in main storage. I don't really want it in the input inventory. I don't think the core is in here. Although this is all sealed off. Can't see it. And we got capacitors there. We've got some loot boxes. Just pick this up as well. We'll walk around. The power cells up. Box there. Inputs. Don't think this is the core. This has just got an open plan toilet on it. Nutrient solution. More nutrient solution. I would say that would be useful for making grow plots, but one thing about this planet is we won't have a problem with the grow plots. Put that in raw food for the moment. Yeah, but there are actual buildings around that will give us grow plots. Main storage, shove that in there. I think we've gone round. The only place we haven't been is actually in the centre because we've kind of walked all the way around the edge. Again, we got some furnaces here. As I say, the furnace is quite useful from the perspective of being able to kind of refine down that scrap. In fact, probably before we leave, I will set one up so that we can kind of reduce the scrap and maybe get some good quality materials out of it. And I think that is about it, guys. After that as well. As I say, I'm not too sure where the core is. I think the gravity is less on this planet, so, and we are getting back into the kind of daylight. We'll go and get some oxygen. The ship is now airtight, as you can see. If you look at the temperature, it says 5 degrees. Because I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous video, but there was a block up on one of these corners which was missing. I think it was up that one there because it's kind of got the grey texture. And I think it was probably I accidentally removed it when I was changing the ship and didn't notice. Yeah. Right, there's another one there. I do want to kind of go south, but maybe we'll wait till we get into the full sunlight, and then what we'll do is we'll get into the full sun, head south, and then try and follow the sun round to the west so that we're actually exploring in clear daylight. Now there are kind of the occasional nodules of what we call it, of minerals on the ground. Now if you want plant fiber is quite rare, but there are the occasional what we could call petrified tree on the surface of them. But there is the occasional petrified tree on the surface which you can pick up, but truthfully on the dead planet the resource that you really do need to protect is the plant fiber. Right, we've got a ruined base here. I don't think there's much loot in a ruined base. And then you can see around here we've got a whole collection of small buildings. But say I don't want to kind of keep stopping and exploring them, simply because I would like to find the unfinished rocket in this part, because then that will set up the next part where we can start really gathering the necessary resources. How far over are you? Kind of a little bit of a, but I think you're the only thing on the radar at the moment. Right, we got, so maybe we will go back that way and then just kind of zigzag a little bit down towards the south. So just go and check that. Now you do need to keep an eye open for things that look a little bit like a head of a large dragon or something, because those will things. Okay, we're getting into the dark again. Didn't really want to do this. Just ping it and see what it is. In some ways it's good to get some of this stuff actually on the map and marked, so that if we do need loot we can kind of pick things up as we go. Okay, welcome back. What I've done is we've come down through here, all the way through here. We didn't find anything, but you can see what we've actually got now is a couple of what I think of shuttles, so I'm not going to worry too much about those. We'll go over this one just to show you. There, we've got an exploration shuttle. They have a number of how can you say, bits and pieces in them which make them useful, especially if you start on a dead planet. This is where you could get some of your equipment, like drills and stuff, which you can then use for the to be able to discover your to build your SV. So these are the type of things you can use to build your SV. We got none. There we are. We found the unfinished escape rocket. I also think we found. Let's just go green. Right, we found the unfinished escape rocket over there. I'm absolutely certain. Oh, there we are. That's what I'm looking for. This is these kind of skull-like constructs can be a good source of some loot. I mean, you're not going to get high-tier loot, but there is a loot container in this, and it's certainly worth picking up. So if I can get close enough. What you want to do is come out on the left-hand side when you're actually looking towards the front of it. And then what I should be able to do is go up on top of the ship and then jump onto it. There is a way that you can walk up from the ground, so oops. Where is it? It's over there. We might be a little bit too far away, but that's okay. Well, we can get down to there. What you see is it look. There we are. Well, we got some shotgun shells. Say the rest can go in the storage. And what I do is when I find one of these, I actually just salvage out the container and then take out these bits here. And what that means is it kind of indicates that this one's already been done. The way up by foot is come through here, and you can kind of walk down this kind of thingy here, and that gives us some pretty good loot. See if we can find the unfinished rocket now. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. And this is always surrounded by a collection of buildings. Got a ruined base there. Because we've got a mini rocket, escape rocket just there. What I want to do is if I could tuck the ship in. really close about there would be nice. I mean, we'll probably have to move it again. Turn thrusters off. Let the ship settle. Kind of over on its side. Need some oxygen as well. And we're going to need some food. And get rid of that. Food and meds. Just eat burger. While I'm thinking about it. All food. I just want to put that in there as well. And put that in there as well. Not actually sure where the 48 came from, but right, what we're going to need is an SV now, because to get the cores in the unfinished ship, you need to be able to fly up. Actually, if I got, well, I'm not worried about the actually coring it. I'll put the core down in the base. Now, the unfinished escape rocket actually has two possible locations for a core. Now, the original location used to be in here. And it's up there, but it's not. So this is one of the modified ones. But what we will do is put you some cereal. Eat that. There's another fridge up just up here. I'm gonna get the fridges or freezers. Yeah, we're certainly going to take that. We've got a couple of loaves of bread. Yeah, so yeah, normally you shoot that grill away, but this one doesn't actually have the. So I've got to try and remember now where the up there in the container controller. We've got some cores. Let's jump up to there. And then oops, no, fell out. The new version is somewhere in that body there. I think you've got to jump out onto this gantry here. Have to be a little bit careful now. I think we got to get in there. Is it here? Or is it not? No, I think I might be a little bit too high. Ah! Nope, no, 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 no. Ah, I think I've got myself trapped a bit now. Okay, I might have a problem. Ah, oh, here it is. My ship's up there. Okay, we may have to be a little bit creative here. Yeah, that's it. That's where the core is. Okay. No. I don't really want to shoot the. Can I get across to? Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Then we can just destroy the core here. That takes the core out. That gives us control. As you can see, we got lots of generators and stuff like that. And we've got to go down. Now, got to get out. Okay, I'm in trouble. I'm not sure if I can. I can just jump off, I think, and then hope the jetpack will hold me. Whereas my ship is kind of stuck up in the air, but we can fix that. See if I can. Don't really want to die unless I have to. We get that. That's not way down. I'm sure there's a way that you can actually climb up the frame and get up here, but I'll be honest, I've never done it. I've always used the ship, and I don't know if I can get back up to there and actually get my ship back again. Let's see if there's a way here. Just go up to here. Get the jetpack to build up. No, there's nothing here. Right, we're just gonna have to kind of launch off. Got away with it. But luckily we've got another SV. I knew there was a reason why I brought the other one with me. And what we can do is come here. Now there is a way that you can just, I think it's you can use the registry to you can just use the registry to what we call it, switch the power off, because if you switch the power off the ship will eventually fall to the ground, but I don't really want to do that. Actually this one's run out completely because I left the power on. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. Main storage, put 10% in, clusters on. Power off. Fine, just fall to the ground, please. Ah. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to do it another way. This again, this could be a little bit risky because if I jump onto this ship, it actually what we can do is just get there, jump onto the ship, switch the power back on. Want to pull away a bit. I think the silver shade is far enough away from here, so we just jump up again, point to the silver shade, turn its power off. And it should to the ground. There it goes. Don't really need to dock things, so what we can do is just use this platform as a landing point. Let's turn the thrusters off, leave the power on in this one, and then I mean I'm gonna have to take I mean in some ways this is just a very elaborate way of removing the SVs from the capital vessel, because if we're going to rebuild the capital vessel we've got to undock the SVs anyway, so and power on. And put you on the other side here. You there. You don't. You've got nothing in the fridges or anything, have you? No, just fridge on the silver shade. Yep. Okay, we're good. Right. So let's just get back to, and what we're going to do now is to finish this video off. Player Reforged. We don't need the drill just for the moment. We can get tucked away. And we just put it out here actually. That's that. And just to give you an idea of what's here, we see we got two CPU extenders, but they're for a base because this is actually a base. And so here we got 12 medium thrusters. We've got a whole raft of equipment, medical stuff, repair stations, showers, toilets, you name it. It's all on here. We got O2 tanks. You can see we've got 36 large O2 tanks. That explains why I wasn't too worried about tearing those other ones apart. We got 6 oxygen stations, 32 RCSs if we really need them. We've got another CPU extender here for the base as well, which this is one of the reasons why I had that comment about actually using a deconstructor. You can see here we've got 2 warp drives for a capital vessel and pentaxid tanks. We got loads and loads of sentry guns, retractable landing gear ×3, so we've got all the landing gear we need. And you can see here we've got hydroponics lamps. I'm pretty sure there's some grow plots in here as well. We've even got some harvester containers. And then of course at the top we've got 7 ammo boxes and 62 containers. And I think just to finish off, I'll do the underlayer first. This is you come underneath here and you can start up here, and we can walk along here. So we've got some water. We're definitely going to have to deploy a water generator. Actually, is there any lakes near us? Got one over there which could be quite useful. And deploy a water generator, get more water. We're just going to come along here. Got some O2. More O2. In fact, why am I doing this? Let's just put it in main storage. More O2. There's also some O2 tanks there, which we'll do in a little while. So we're not going to have a shortage of. We'll probably use the biofuel to run the water generator. Some nutrient solution over that, or kind of ordinary water, or purified water actually, isn't it? It's purified water. Yeah. Got 759 purified water. And then we come to the O2 tanks. See there, we got 25,208 O2 oxygen tanks. So we've got 99 at the moment. And we've got now 199. So we're not going to get a problem with oxygen. We've got power supplies here. We'll just walk along here. Oh, nice. Got fuel tank. Oh, was that 29,052? And what we got? 341. We've now got 1,309. It's annoying that whenever you empty a fuel tank, it always puts them in the small fuel cells, but that's okay. We're just going to keep walking through here. A little bit of refined pentaxid, and then we can come over to here. Just walk down opposite way. More refined pentaxid. Fuel cells. Emptied that. So all the tanks are empty. And then what we got here is another collection of these on this side. More oxygen, kind of emergency oxygen. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably use those up kind of while we're actually working here. We've got 62 of them now. So maybe I might just use those up while I'm working. Another 5 oxygen tanks, cells. More, because there's 73. More water. Again, in the current position, it's real nice bonuses, but if you were starting on the dead planet, finding these resources would make a massive difference. That's why if you ever start on the dead planet, you always try and find the unfinished escape rocket but as quickly as possible, because once you get there, you kind of crack the planet. And what we'll do is we'll just use up some of these. And I think that is the kind of basic looting what we got to do. There's some grind looting. Where is it? Let me just show you that as well. I'm kind of getting a bit distracted, but I think I want to cover this in this part. I think if you come to the back of the, let's see, I think you need to go. Kind of got here. I think it's just here, so we can. Let's just salvage that. Yeah, I'll just get rid of you. What you'll find in here is a whole column of these tanks full of power on this side, and then if you go over to this side, you can see you've got thrusters. You've got a whole another column of here. It's quite a tedious process to actually go up, go all the way to collect all the fuel in there. This is why I'm just kind of showing it now. Also, I think it's above some of these thrusters. I think it might be the ones at the front here. We'll retrieve the blocks this time. Then what you've got inside of here is another whole column above each thruster. I think there's also some in here as well. Yeah, we've got some more in there. And that applies to all these vertical ones. So there's lots of fuel hidden in here, lots of nice resources. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we're going to start the process of looting down this pretty big POI and rebuilding the capital vessel here. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.